Welcome to the ISB show. Sahil Rahi here. We promised you we'd come to you after the Unity Cup final. And Rahi, boy, what a final we were given. Fantastic by the Jamaica Reggae Boyz. Fantastic by the Nigeria Super Eagles. What a match.
What a match. What a tournament. Before we talk about the winner, let's give credit to both these teams. They gave us an incredible final. The energy that was in the stands, that was around the stadium, I'm sure that was all over the city, was felt on the field. Both these teams attacked. And Jamaica Reggae Boyz coming back time and time again, fighting back to tie the game. For me, it was an incredible final. The passion you saw from the players, some incredible goals. We couldn't even ask for anything more, could we have, Saab?
It was a fantastic match, back and forth and back and forth. Jamaica Reggae Boyz coming back every time Nigeria scored. It seemed like they would always come back. And we got to talk about a few individual performances. One man I want to call out right off the bat, Mr. Reynaldo Cephas. Involved with both goals.
Both goals. The second one, an incredible cross, that great run after an incredible semifinal where he's the one who wins that penalty for Jamaica to get the late win. For me, he was the standout player for the Reggae Boyz, one of the standout players on the field. The other one was, of course, the man I called out before, Mr. Chukwueze. An incredible game, an incredible goal. He is the difference. He was the difference. And of course, Moses Simon getting on the score sheet as well. Ultimately, though, a really even game. Both teams gave it their all. Both teams looked very good at times, attacked. Both teams deserved to win this game. But in the end, it's Nigeria in the penalties, just edging it, and probably a bit fortunate to do so.
Yeah, I think penalties is always a crapshoot, as we talk about, right? So at that point, I just wish neither team had to lose because of the effort they put in. And what a tournament for the fans. Yeah, the quality was fantastic.
The effort, but also the way these teams played, they attacked in ways we haven't seen the Reggae Boyz sometimes attack that way. Very impressive. And the Super Eagles, a team that at times in qualifying over the past year has looked utterly boring, right? Has not attacked in this way. They looked like they showed heart, they showed character, they had a desire, they had a way that they wanted to play. And the fan energy in the stadium, I think, lifted them. And it lifted both teams, both sets of fans. The energy they gave us in the stands really translated into what the players were doing on the field. And the way they cared, you saw the way they celebrated these goals. I mean, it was like a final. It was a final. It wasn't a friendly tournament at all.
It wasn't a friendly tournament. And I got to call out Dessers. I got to call out Moses Simon. And of course, your man Chukwueze. For Nigeria, just fantastic performances. And everyone who had to make a penalty in the penalty shootouts did. Yeah. So I think overall, the Unity Cup, you got to say, it's been a huge success.
Huge success. Huge success. And not only because of what we saw on the field and the performance of all these teams, all four teams, to be honest, but it's because, think of the opportunity for the Reggae Boyz to get this kind of game under their belt. We'll talk about it in a second. They're going next week to play World Cup qualifiers against teams that aren't nearly as good as this Nigeria team that they just played against, right? So they'll take great heart from the pressure they felt in this game and how they performed. And for Nigeria, they will look to take this momentum and this energy and this good feeling into these World Cup qualifiers in September because they need all the positive vibes they can get, man.
Let's talk about that. So let's talk about this one is wrapped. This tournament's wrapped. Congratulations to, all the teams that performed in this. But of course, we got to say congratulations to the Nigeria Super Eagles because in the end, they were the ones who were able to win this final. So I think that is credit. It has to be given there. But like we said, Jamaica Reggae Boyz, you were nearly there. You were nearly there. So I think a lot to take away from both teams. What's next, Rahi, for both of these teams? Let's start with Nigeria because Nigeria has a little bit of time off before some competitive matches. Of course, it's a friendly, but later on in September is when things get back to business.
Yeah, I mean, this is as big a window as you could imagine coming up in September, right? The new manager, Eric Schell, finally gets his first big moment with this team. He had a split window last time, right? So some good, some bad. And it's pretty clear for Nigeria that they're not going to win this group, that South Africa is going to qualify automatically. But Nigeria has to make sure that they get into that next playoff round. And in order to do so, they have to have a great window in September. And there's no better way to go into that window than to take the experience of this summer. And not only the experience of winning this tournament, but the experience the manager has in understanding that these big players are going to show up for him in big moments. Chukwueze, we know what he can do. We know what he's capable of. but he did it in a big moment for this manager. He can do it again in September, right? The same way with Simon. These are players the manager can trust. And if they play remotely like they played in this final or in this tournament, I think we'd be looking at a good window in September.
Yes. And now for Jamaica Reggae Boyz, they don't have a lot of time because next week, or in a few days, I should say even, this is where they have to play World Cup qualifiers, and they're back to very competitive matches.
Competitive matches, but not nearly as good teams, right? Think about it, for them to have played this well against Nigeria, to have come back twice. Now they get to go play CONCACAF teams that aren't nearly as talented. Yeah. So they should really take heart from this performance in this tournament, because they're going to go into these qualifiers very confidently, and they should know that we expect to see them in the World Cup next summer. They are a solid team. They're one of the best teams at CONCACAF, and they can and should and will qualify for the World Cup. And this experience should only remind them of the talent they have on their team, because there's players still to come, right? And join this squad.
Yeah, 100%. And so for these next two matches, we should expect a cakewalk for the Jamaica Reggae Boyz. Anything less would be disappointing, especially after this performance in this tournament, or these performances in this tournament. You got to dispatch both of these teams, including Guatemala. That has to be dispatched.
100%. If you can transfer the intensity with which they played in this game, if you can transfer that to the qualifiers you're going to play, it will be a cakewalk.
Yeah, 100%. So I think overall, Rahi, we got to say congratulations to the Jamaica Reggae Boyz. And congratulations to the Nigeria Super Eagles. Of course, they were the ones who won this Unity Cup. But what a tournament. I just want to say it again. I know you want to talk a little bit about some of the food things, items. Last time you kind of mixed up a little bit on the Jamaica side. What do you got to say for us?
I know. I called it goat curry, and I don't think I'll ever be able to live that down. Curry goat. I apologize to the Reggae Boyz and your fans. It is curry goat. That's the correct name. I apologize. Jollof rice is the winner in the end. But curry goat's still an incredible dish. I think we failed to talk about the music fusion we probably felt in the stadium. I can imagine you had Afro beats, you had reggae, dancehall, all those three coming together. Can you? I mean, I don't know. I wish I was there. I can't imagine what the atmosphere was like. But man, they got to keep doing this. They got to keep doing this.
This is not a friendly tournament. You saw the intensity. This was not played like a friendly tournament at all. It gave us tons of excitement for over the past few days. And I just got to say, go Unity Cup. That's what I got to say. So for all you fans out there enjoying these videos, we will, of course, be back next week with some Jamaica Reggae Boyz recaps. And we'll also cover the Nigeria Super Eagles and the rest of the teams from Africa as they get closer to the qualifiers. Rahi, final word as we wrap up shop here.
I want to see a rematch of this game in the World Cup in the U.S. next summer. That's what I want to see.
Yes, that's what we all want to see. If you've enjoyed these videos, please subscribe to the channel. And as I always say, keep watching the beautiful game.